Well, hello there, sir and/or madam, and welcome to my Turtle Emporium of tinctures and tonics. Looks like you're a bit under the weather. Sounds like you could use some snake oil. That's right, nothing quite cures what ails you like snake oil. It cures headaches, backaches, stomach aches, heartbreaks. It'll even improve what little love life you have. And of course, it tastes great. Give me a moment. Ugh, whose bright idea was it to milk the oil out of a snake? So, you want it? No? Well, don't worry, I've got plenty of other recipes. Maybe one of these will be more your flavor. First, let's start with the OG snake oil. Well, more specifically, the product that we derive the term snake oil from, as the Chinese have been using water snake oil for its high concentration of omega-3 fatty acids for centuries, and the whole field of medical quackery has its roots set in one of the earliest treatments known as trepanning, which is where someone surgically bashes a hole into your head for medical reasons, apparently. By the way, I just so happen to be a licensed trepannist myself. See, it's right here on this... Uh-oh, this is a trapeze license. I'm gonna have to make some phone calls. Also, we aren't talking about the patent medicine seen from jolly old England, which made similarly quacky medicines from American rattlesnakes, but rather the works of Clark Stanley and pals, and the American version of the patent medicines found in the old, wild Northeast. Yeah, despite depictions of these tonics being a Western U.S. affair, most of the elixirs were found in New England and a little bit into Canada. Fitting since, as I mentioned earlier, the idea came from Old England. Clark Stanley wasn't the first person to make snake oils, but he was the first to get caught and fined by the newly created Food and Drug Administration, and as such, we take the name snake oil to mean quack remedy from his self-named snake oil liniment. And before you ask, a liniment is a medicine you rub on your skin. Oh, now you tell me! Anyways, he wasn't the only panacea peddler. There are a whole host of far more interesting miracle cures that I'd like to highlight. Lydia E. Pinkham's vegetable compound was originally a medicine made for menstrual and menopausal problems for the women in her neighborhood. A noble enough goal, but when it went from underground indie darling into commercial sellout, the marketing pushed its effects on women's weakness and hysteria, and while I couldn't find any indication of this, I wouldn't be surprised if it claimed it could cure feminism. But the medicine and Lydia herself became so popular there was even a song written about her called Lily the Pink, that would later go on to become a #1 hit in the UK.
Here's a story, a little bit gory, a little bit happy, a little bit sad, of Lily the Pink and her medicinal compound, and how it slowly drove her mad. We'll drink a drink to Lily the Pink, the savior of the human race. She invented medicinal compound, most efficacious in every case.
So beautiful. Give it a Grammy. Some of these patent medicines claim that they could cure a wide variety of completely unrelated illnesses, like Bezoars electromagnetic bathing fluid, which claimed that it could cure cholera, neuralgia, epilepsy, scarlet fever, necrosis, paralysis, hip disease, chronic abscesses, mercurial eruptions, which you may know better as syphilis, though I move that we go back to mercurial eruptions. Just rolls off the tongue better. And the kicker, female complaints, which I know is a way to refer to menstruation, but this was the early 1900s at the latest, so... Honey, I'm worried about our financial statement. Quit complaining. Well, it's just that the house is falling apart. We have no food. And you keep spending money on scam medicine. Hey, how about you take a bath? This ointment claims that it can get rid of crime itself, but more importantly, it can get rid of those dreaded piles. Some of these patent medicines still exist in modern form, like good old Coca-Cola, which was originally sold in drugstores as a cure for indigestion, headaches, nerve problems, and it even promised to energize your own little Coke bottle. But it was mainly sold as a cure for morphine addiction, by replacing it with a cocaine addiction, as one of its primary ingredients was the extract from a coca plant. Actually, most of these so-called medicines were really just modern-day illicit substances. Maybe a bit too modern. Maybe you want something from a day gone by, where medicine was less a science and more magical thinking. Well, I just so happen to have for you some freshly shaven unicorn horn, a staple of medieval European medicine. How did I come across a unicorn in this day and age? Well, let's just say that no unicorn can resist a virgin. Ha! I spent my whole life getting laughed at for not getting laid. Well, look who's laughing now, Mom. But anyway, unicorn horns, or alicorns as they're called, have healing properties. Just sprinkle a bit into a glass of water, no matter how filthy it is, and it's good to drink. Hell, this baby's so potent you could plop it into your own toilet and never have to flush again, all while being able to get a cool, refreshing drink. You know, if you want to. I wouldn't. I mean, nowadays we have plenty of ways to purify water, but put yourself in the shoes of a filthy medieval peasant, where the average water quality was akin to drinking out of our modern sewers. With a unicorn's alicorn, alcohol would no longer be a necessity, but merely a preference. And before you start thinking that this is just a magical Brita filter, I'll have you know that the water purified by a horn can cure rubella, measles, and even leprosy. In powdered form, it can mend wounds and neutralize poison. And the Danish physician, Ole Worm, actual name by the way, even found out that unicorn horns were actually just narwhal tusks. Oh wait, I wasn't supposed to say that. Damn it, everyone knows there's nothing magical about sea unicorns. Well, despite being outed as being fake, the practice of selling alicorns as a panacea is still alive today, as people poach rhino horns for their mythical healing properties, particularly for one's manhood. I've actually noticed that a lot of these cure-alls, especially in modern times, have a heavy emphasis on curing male impotency above everything else. This puppy can cure even stage 4 cancer. You can easily become a genius with my big brain tonic. This could bring back the dead. Makes your pee-pee bigger. Yes! You have an interesting physique, madam.
Well, how's about a nice bezoar? It's a type of stone that acts as an antidote to any poison.
Bezoar stones work in a similar vein as alicorns in that you plop it in some water and drink its healing broth. But unlike unicorn horns, bezoars actually exist. Ox bezoars are even still being used in traditional Chinese medicine. In fact, you can even make them at home. All you have to do to make one is to eat something inedible that will more than likely cause severe damage to your gastrointestinal system, and then pass it like an anal kidney stone. That's right, it's a shit rock. But it's a magic shit rock. Oi mates, that's a bloke what stole me on. Get 'em. Even those Chinese ox bezoars are just gallbladder stones. 16th century French surgeon Ambroise Paré wanted to test whether or not a bezoar could cure any poison. So he took a cook that was sentenced to death and performed a little experiment. Alright, so you're being sentenced to death, is that correct? Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to give you an option. You can either take the normal method of death, or you can risk it all on the mystery door. Door. I'm gonna go with the door. All right, Jerry, show him what he's won. He's won poison. Oh, with a bezoar chaser. Oh. Now, if you can drink this whole vial of poison, take the bezoar, and survive, you will be let go free of charge. Finally, after 7 hours of watching a man die an excruciatingly painful death, I've proven that bezoars can't cure all poisons. Ha ha! I'm going to see this in my nightmares. Actually, in modern times, scientists found out that bezoars can neutralize one poison, arsenic. So if you ever plan on chugging a jug of arsenic juice, just hunk a chunk of intestinal stone into your gob and you'll be just fine. Oh no! I accidentally ate an entire plate of arsenic. Ah well, what can you do? Never fear, citizen! If you swallow this bezoar, you'll be cured! Why does that rock smell funny? Because I pulled it out of my ass! Now come on, eat up. Oh, no thanks. I'm full. What's the matter? Don't you want to live? No. I was planning on dying later, so just eat the rock. So, have any of these very legitimate medicines caught your fancy? No? You know what? I've had it up to here with you not falling for my scams. Take this gun, it's the ultimate cure-all. bullets are at a premium.